enjoy the show.
All right, slow Wednesday morning. Uh, I got up really early today for some reason. I woke up at 5, um, and I'm reading a book that I'm really enjoying. I can't even remember the name of it. It's the My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell, from crack addict to CEO. I don't know how this guy is still alive. What an amazing, horrible first 50 years of his life. Man, oh man. Good to see him be successful though after all that. Um, anyway, I first I don't know if Dennis from All Provide is on this morning, but I want to thank him because he hooked me up with the ABC television station in Atlanta, Georgia yesterday. We did an interview that will be aired on Monday, and they will send me a link and I will post it, talking about the dilated cardiomyopathy debacle, which is the, oh, no, we got whales on board. Yeah. Yeah, and you have one of those names without enough vowels. That's what I loved when I went to Wales. I couldn't read any of the street signs. Where's the vowels? Anyway, I did a great interview with them yesterday, and we had so much fun. They said, hey, we'd like to use you for more stories. If there's anything else in the pet world that we should know about, we love to do stories about pet stuff. And so I ended up emailing them back all kinds of things about the isoxazolines and the survey that we did. So I sent them that, and I sent them stuff about the Seresto collar problem with animals dying, and also the Not One More veterinarian. Like, I sent them so many ideas that we can talk about. So hopefully we'll get lots of airtime warning people. Hey, Ashley, Luke. Hopefully we'll get lots of airtime warning people about the dangers of these things that we've been trying to spread this news for so long. And I'd been contacted about a year ago, right before COVID shut everything down, from the reporters in Raleigh. So I think I'll contact them again too, and see if we can get things rolling again. So, how many of you have cats? And how many of you are made crazy by kitty litter? So in working on this week, I'm working on our pet food course. So I'm making a bunch of PowerPoints and doing a bunch of recordings, and that's totally got my attention. Good morning from Australia. It totally got me on board for about 12 hours a day trying to get all this stuff done this week because I don't have a lot of time to get things done. So I had to put my book, my two books that I'm working on, kind of on hold, at least for this week. And one of the things I had to research was kitty litter. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've gone through a lot of kitty litter over the years because I've had a lot of cats over the years. I kind of go back and forth where I have more dogs and then I have more cats, and then I go through periods where I have a whole bunch of both and way too many animals and too much hair. So we've always had a basement place. So 2 houses ago, we had our basement divided in half, and the cats had kind of one half. They could go through a hole in the wall. So their kitty litter stayed in the back area, so I didn't care if it really tracked, and their food was back. Like, they had a whole setup for them. And then in our last house, we had a basement room that we made that was the dog kitchen. But the cats also had their space in the dog kitchen downstairs. And so their food was on a table that they could jump up to, and the dogs couldn't get to. And their kitty litter was actually in one of the window wells. We had this huge flat area where I could put 3 litter boxes, and so everything stayed really contained and confined. And by the time they jumped out of that area, went across the table, down on the floor, and got over to the stairs, any kitty litter that was tracking on their feet was pretty much off by that point. So I didn't have kitty litter tracking around the house. Well, now we're in this small house, and I'm sitting in the cat room, which is the 3rd bedroom, and so all the kitty stuff is in here to keep the dogs out of it. We have a gate across the door. And the kitty litter that I'm using, I absolutely love. So but there's problems with it too. Here's the thing. If we survey a whole bunch of cats and give them kitty litter boxes with all different kinds of litter, they will definitely show us their preferences. And so people who are having kitty litter box problems where the cats are going outside the box, you really need to experiment with multiple boxes in multiple places with multiple litters, because every cat has a favorite. But one of the things I discovered in my research is that what cats like is something that is a very fine grind, almost powdery, that's very soft, something that they can really scratch around in, but that doesn't have a lot of dust and doesn't have perfumes or odors. Okay, we know what cats like. The problem with that, a fine dust that doesn't have, or a fine powder that doesn't make any dust, okay, there's the first hurdle, although a lot of companies have figured that out. And let me tell you, kitty litter is a billion-dollar industry, and there are scientists who literally spend their entire lives researching kitty litter. So the thing that the kitties like, tracks. So tracking is one of the things that they look at when they're designing kitty litter. How much does it track? Meaning, how much leaves the litter box on the cat's feet? How much leaves the litter box when they're scratching around and it flies through the air? How much is making a mess outside of the box? So the cats don't care about tracking. We care about tracking. So when we interview people about what kitty litter they would like, what people want is something that's kind of a big chunky thing that doesn't track at all. We like to have things that are perfumed or scented so it covers up any kitty smell in the box. Let me tell you, the solution to that is you clean your box twice a day, every day, religiously. You never miss. I have a sensitive nose, so as soon as one of my cats uses the box for something other than pee, I'm on it. Because especially now that it's kind of like right off the main part of the house, I'm on top of it all the time. So my cats are good about using the box because they don't have to use a dirty bathroom. Cats hate dirty bathrooms, by the way. They're very fastidious. So if your cat's not using the box, make sure you're cleaning it all the time. So we've got this dichotomy. We've got cats who like this fine, soft stuff. Like when I put fresh litter, when I have to top it off, because the one I'm using is a grass litter that clumps, tracking is awful. But the clumping is great. There's no odor to the litter, and as long as I stay on top of it, there's no odor coming from my boxes. So the cats love it, but I hate the tracking. And when I was a little girl, my mom's parents had Dalmatians. And my grandmother was, both of my grandmothers were very fastidious in their housekeeping. And so that grandmother, they loved their Dalmatians, but she said, you know, these dogs shed all the time. Of course, they were on terrible diets back then. But these dogs shed all the time. The white hair shows up on all the dark furniture and rugs, and the black hair shows up on all the light furniture and rugs. And it made her crazy. She vacuumed her entire house twice a day. Twice a day. They had a huge house. Twice a day, that house got vacuumed. And I used to think that was a little nuts. Guess what? I've got one of those nice little, I forget what we said it was, a shark, whatever my vacuum is, that I really, really, really like. It's very lightweight, easy to pop out. It doesn't have a cord, easy to use. I literally, like every morning I walk in here to sit down and work and I'm like, I can't work. There's kitty litter on the floor. I can't do this. I'm running the stupid vacuum every day. I've become my grandmother. When I get to twice a day, y'all can tell me I'm a little crazy. But I can't wait. Yeah, I hate perfume-scented litter. Terrible, terrible. And there's litter that I've seen so many different kinds of litter when people come in and I ask them what they're using. There are crystal litters that are kind of a plastic, which are really good for long-haired cats because they don't stick to them. Dr. Elsie's litter, and he has hypoallergenic litters that are kind of nice. There are corn cob-based litters, but I've seen a lot of allergies to them. There are wheat-based litters. I've seen allergies to them. There are pine. There's so many, you name it. I'm wondering if there's a hemp-based litter, and if there's not, I'm sure there will be because the hemp industry is huge, and they're looking for lots of new and different uses for the product. But it's a battle of the wills between us and our cats with what they want in their box and what we want in the box. And I don't have a clear solution for any of you. I have settled on what works for my cats, even though it's really making me a little crazy. But I've settled on what works for them because there's nothing worse than a cat going outside the box. That is worse than having to clean up tracking litter. I will post pictures when we get the new house done. Our laundry room is going to become that dog kitchen. We have a huge laundry room. It's going to be the dog kitchen. And we're also setting up, it'll look like cabinets on the wall, but it's going to have some clear doors, and then it's going to have tunnels that go up through the cabinets, and inside those cabinets will be stations for the litter boxes and the cat food, and they'll have doors that will open so I can clean them out, and they'll have some clear doors so they get light in there. Then it has a hole going out the top to a shelf that goes all the way around the room, so the cats have their own little kitty jungle gym up through these cabinets and around the top. I've always wanted to do that, and so our biggest problem is Hugh and our builder, Matthew Lee, are trying to work on the design for that and figure out exactly how to do it to make it perfect for the cats so that they'll have no problem using it. Perfect for the dogs in that they can't get in there. One of our dogs, Abby, we had a cat hole cut in the basement wall, and it was a couple feet up. So the cats could go up through there and get over to the back basement to their litter boxes and their food. And our fat Abby, we used to call her Flabby Abby, our tricolor Cavalier, some of you will remember her. She was a food-aholic, and she figured out how to hoist her chubby little body up and through that little hole. I wouldn't have even thought her chubby little body could have gotten through there. And then she would go across the back basement to where we had a cat tree next to the feeding table, so that our old cat, who's a little arthritic, had a couple boosts to get up to the table where they ate. Abby figured out how to climb the cat tree, would get on the table, eat all their food, go back down the tree, come back through the hole, and act totally innocent. Yeah. What a stinker. So, use horse shavings for kitty in the barn. I don't have any barn kitties at the moment, but these guys will be allowed to go out when we finally move to the barn. So anyway, we'll have to post pictures. I'm really excited about this cat area that we're going to have. And I looked at Hugh when we were talking about it standing in the house the other day, and I said, are we really nuts? Like, are we always going to have cats? Are we really going to this much trouble to design this cat cabinet wall? I mean, clearly it could be used just as regular cabinets later on. But I said, are we crazy to do this? Because maybe we're not going to have cats anymore. After Hugh, finished laughing, he said, you're always going to have a cat. Yeah, okay. He wins. So one of our cats is 20. She can no longer jump gates or climb. I know. And this was a problem. Our cats had to stay locked in this room for the first month we were here because Mittens, the one who tore his ACL, couldn't get over the gate. So I have to keep dogs out, but make it so Mittens can get to the litter box and the food. So they stayed locked in here. Now he's doing well enough he can jump over the gates and climb the cat tree, and he's back to normal. So yeah, coconut husk. There is a coconut husk litter as well. There's so many different litters out there. It's really interesting, and you can spend a lot of time trying to figure out what your cat's like. But what I've done with mine is I've given them choices. Anytime I've had a cat that was an issue, I just line up a bunch of boxes with different litter in them and see what they like. And every time you change litter, you got to do it a little bit gradually, because a lot of times something new and they say, not doing it. Don't recognize that. Cats are very metal, generally. Very metal. They don't like change. Okay, everybody have a wonderful day. I am going to be working on the pet food course all day. Having a little issue with my computer. It will not let me get into my books. It says I'm not allowed into Microsoft Word. Not sure why that's happening, but now that I have 40,000 words written, if it won't let me get to it, you'll hear me screaming no matter where you are. Hate when the computer eats things. Yeah, cat trees. Cat trees are really important. Cat scratching posts. You got to give your cats vertical space. All this is in the book. You got to give your cats vertical space. You got to give them scratching substances. Misbehaviors by our cats are our fault, because somebody emailed me the other day and she said, I just got this new cat that used to be allowed to go outside at night. How do I make him not be so nocturnal? He keeps me up all night. Cats are nocturnal, and you've got one who's used to going out and you're not letting him out. He's mad. You're going to have to retrain. It's going to take a while. Probably a long while. All right, everybody have a wonderful day.